Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Diana, join me on the Lall Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast at 11 a.m. The Lall Show only on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
It's 19 hours 20 in Guyana, right across the Eastern Caribbean. Hello, I almost said TGIF. Why did I say that? It's Monday. It is the 30th day of January, and we're ready to tell it as it is. And I'll hand you over to the man of the moment, who is dressed up today. I don't know where he's going after. Maybe he will tell us, maybe he would not. But I really like the shirt today, sir. Whoever's dressing you, they deserve a 10 out of 10. If it's you, I'll give you the 10 out of 10 too. With that said, and I'll hand you over. Remember, after his presentation, you can call us 622-2222, 624-6456, or 226-745-324. Namaste, sir, and the floor is yours.
Joshua, it's Monday. Joshua, for the last time, my clothes cannot fit you. And if it could have, I would not give you, because you will spoil the looks. All right? I'd probably lend you,
No problem.
if it would have fit. But it can't fit you. Guys, good evening. You said it's Monday?
It's Monday.
I love it. I love Mondays. Mondays is a day where you begin fresh after a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
Where miracles, miracles are the handiwork of our Creator. Whenever you hear the word miracle, you think about God Almighty. Joshua, you remember he made David slaughter Goliath with a single slingshot and a stone? Yeah. He made the blind see, the dumb talk, and the deaf hear. He even cast out zombies from the wicked. We need our Creator in Guyana now, more than ever, Josh, to cast out the demons in some of our leaders and cleanse this land of the wickedness that is going on. When I was at the oil conference in Trinidad last week, my Creator gifted me with a miracle, which I want to share with all of you tonight. Joshua, you hear me? I'm sharing with all of you tonight. So guys, please call your friends, your neighbors, your families, and brace yourselves for a bombshell in which our Vice President is featured prominently. Stay tuned. I promise you will not be disappointed. Did I say namaste? No, I didn't. So let me say namaste now to all you wonderful people. God is great and God is good. Let's begin. During the budget debate in Parliament last week, the opposition used the words corruption and incompetence to describe what will happen in some of our projects set out in the 2023 budget. Then, out of the blues, comes the Speaker of the House, Mr. Manzoor Nadir. He told the opposition that the words corruption and incompetence are unparliamentary and they must not use it in the House of Parliament anymore. In short, guys, Manzoor Nadir banned the words corruption and incompetence from Parliament. Now, what is this, uncle? Soon, they're going to ban that in school. And then they're going to put out a law to ban everyone from talking about corruption and incompetence right across this country. So from now on, I am afraid I am not going to say the word corruption. I am afraid to say the word corruption or they're stupid because all of y'all oh my gosh, this is unbelievable what is happening in this country. You banning the opposition from using the word incompetent and corruption in Parliament, man. Huh? Well, I will tell you all this. Anytime they tell Glenn Lall, I can't use the words corruption and incompetence in the newspapers, on the radio, or out of my mouth, y'all kiss me goodbye because I will go anywhere and everywhere and cuss them more bad with corruption and incompetence. I can't believe until now that this really happened in Parliament, the place that is known more than any other part of the country for corruption and incompetence. Most of them, if not all of them in there, are corrupt and incompetent, meaning stupid and crooked. That is where the biggest wheeling and dealing is galang. That is where every corrupt deal starts and ends. And out of all person, Manzoor Nadir, a man who I believe to be a man of some kind of good standing, would suddenly take over the role of the Lord and come up with his own miracle to inflict on the opposition MPs. This chap even take over the role of the Attorney General, uncle and auntie. He making his own law in Parliament. I believe these things happening in Guyana. Every hour of the day, corruption and incompetence start staring you in your face, bombarding our brains. It is so much of a cancer from top to bottom in our minds and in our souls. My newspapers and this radio can't even begin to cope or expose. Yes, to expose the amount of corruption and incompetence that's going on in this land. And the Honorable Manzoor Nadir telling the MPs they mustn't talk about corruption and incompetence. I want him to know, when you have glass house, my friend, you don't pelt bricks. And I will leave it at that for tonight. Remember, I told you guys on Friday that the conversation in this country has to change. And it has to change at every rum shop, every corner road, lunch break, dinner table, in your prayer homes, in your own homes. I hope you guys have started this change, this new gaff. I can only hope, because you're dealing with some magicians for politicians. and the magicians always tell you, the more you watch, the less you see, and the less you see is better for he. That is the leader's mantra in this land. They don't want you to see. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to think. And they don't want you to hear. When last you heard any one of them host a press conference? A real one. Y'all answer the question. President Ali has never held a press conference since he took office, going into 3 years now. To talk about this US $1 trillion oil discovery in Guyana. And whenever he is confronted, be it by the ordinary citizens or reporters with questions on this oil sector, he reacts as if someone tampering with his manhood. Man, I shouldn't be telling you guys how he behaves and how he reacts. You have seen and heard him many times for yourselves on this radio station and at different venues. This country's oil is the eyeball and the talk of the world, and our president is hiding from coming to the front about what is going on in this oil sector. He appointed Vice President Jagdeo to the role. Yes. He placed him in charge of this great oil wealth discovered in this land. Jagdeo has held a couple press conferences since they came into office 2020, 30 months ago. And none of them was on oil, but on other things going on in this country. This is how they're educating and leading you. This is the kind of leadership that you guys are proud of. And this is the kind of governance under which we exist. We are the talk of the world, and your leader's not talking to you. And out of that few press conferences Jagdeo had, he talks very little or nothing about this oil. Matter of fact, if he is not asked and pressed about the oil, man, you would never hear anything coming out his mouth. And to avoid questions, uncle and auntie, on this oil at his press conferences, he often shies away and takes questions from his media, from the state media, and friendly media houses that don't ask questions on oil. And he would often say to the private media houses who are asking him the questions on oil, oh, we will come back to you just now. Let's finish with them and we will take all the questions after. Uncle, when he does come back to you or to us, he takes 1 or 2 questions and say, time is running out. We will deal with the other questions at our next press conference. Uncle, auntie, any one of you can go back and look at all their press conferences on YouTube or on the PPP page, Facebook page, and be the judge for yourselves. Don't take my word for it. Go and look at it. Go and look at all of them. Now hear this, auntie. Jagdeo promised one of my oil reporters, a girl named Kiana Wilberg, a one-on-one radio interview since December 2020. Let me repeat it, man. He promised my oil reporter since 2020. with a one-on-one interview. My reporter has been in constant communication with him many times. And it's one excuse after another he keeps making. At his last press conference held on December 9th, I was absent. My reporter again reminded him about his promise. He said, yes, I didn't forget. 2 years have passed. To be exact, it's now 25 months. And our vice president still can't find one single hour to sit with a real independent journalist from an independent media house, the Kaieteur News, to talk to this nation about our oil and what's going on. Isn't that beautiful? But he can find time, Uncle and Auntie, to sit down many times with a nincompoop, a man nicknamed Critic, that call himself a reporter, and spends many hours talking Nancy stories and selling his version of the Guyana dreams to the nation. This is the man President Ali put to head our US $1 trillion industry. Baba weaving, hiding, running, and ducking from the real media houses and real journalists. Hope I see what's going on in this country with y'all future and y'all children's future. Y'all hopes, y'all aspirations, and y'all dreams about prosperity for a better life. I only hope I seeing. You guys can go back and look at my radio program with him in September. 5 months ago, he had indicated on that very program that he would be back the next week. What happened, Uncle? 5 months passed, and I am still waiting to have the vice president sit across from me, and so that we can have a frank discussion on our gigantic gold, timber, bauxite, manganese, and our oil wealth. Let me remind all of you, rain or no rain, sunshine or no sunshine, when Bharat Jagdeo was the opposition leader, he made it his duty to hold press conferences every single week. I don't think there was a week that passed when he didn't hold a press conference to talk to this nation. He even used to go out to the radio and television stations to talk to the nation. This was how dedicated and passionate he was when he was in the opposition. Today, yes, today, Uncle, when he's sitting at the helm of the government, what are you hearing? What are you seeing? You're seeing nothing and you're hearing absolute silence. End of the year 2022, come and gone. And he didn't hold a press conference, leaving all of us in the dark as to what is going on. What he has achieved, where Guyana is heading. You're still in the dark. January 2023 is set to fly past. Yes, fly past like a bird in the sky, running from a canny crew. And we still have no idea if a press conference will be held in this month. We are hearing about Guyana's fabulous oil wealth, with the massive oil finds, one after the other, from the oil companies them. And your leaders, yes, our leaders, both government and opposition, President, Vice President, Opposition Leader, Aubrey Norton and Ramjatan, all silent. We are hearing more about our oil from Hess Corporation, who is a junior partner with ExxonMobil. More. We are hearing from that company or John Hess, the boss, more about our oil than from our President, Vice President, Vikram Bharat, Aubrey Norton, and Ramjatan. And this is the fastest growing economy on earth per citizens. Y'all doing great, eh? Hess Corporation boasting to their shareholders every 3 months, every quarter, how rich they're going to become. They told us a few days ago, the last 3 months in 2022, they made 624 million US in profit and is set to walk away with over 2 billion US. Yes, 2 billion US every year with that 2 ships alone pumping oil. You know, when I read that story, I am thinking it's better we all become shareholders of those oil companies out there rather than be the shareholder of the owners of the wealth out there. You hear what I said there? It's better we become shareholder with them and make more money than be a shareholder in the oil that we own out there. We will know more and we will get more. May God bless all of you. And I mean that from my heart. And I hope God bless our leaders too for doing this to this nation. Even if I say namaste. Namaste means the divineness within me I extend to all of you, including those eyes. Yes, including them too. Namaste. Last week, while sitting at the oil conference, that after producing oil and gas for the last 100 years, they have already joined the Asian and African Club of Countries, where their citizens didn't benefit from the oil wealth. And now they are worse off than before they discovered oil and gas in Trinidad. That's where Trinidad is. Uncle and Auntie, the beauty of Guyana is that we are heading there. But, is a but. We can stop that. We can stop this express runaway train from running on the tracks. Yes, from running on the tracks that those countries traveled on and ended up in a wreck. You hear me, Uncle? We can stop it. We can stop it. We can stop this runaway train that is running away on the tracks that those countries traveled on and ended up in a wreck or a disastrous wreck. This can only come about not only with Glenn Lall's voice, but when national conversation of this country changes. Guys, unless you change this gaffe, change the discussions you guys having in this country, this oil train will keep barreling for full speed ahead without any brakes. You hear me, brothers and sisters? Without any brakes, and run over every single one of us. Uncle and auntie, brothers and sisters, I appeal to you all. I beg all of you, don't let this happen to Guyana. And don't let your leaders do this to you and your children. Please, I beg you. I beg all of you. Those countries are where they are today, not because of bad and corrupt leaders alone. Those countries reach that state when good people like you, yes, good people like you, turn a blind eye and remain silent. Silent when evil overflows. This is what has been happening in this country from ever since, Uncle. Some of you say, don't worry, it's our we people. It's our we race. It's our we own party. Let them do what they want. This is a mantra that I have been witness throughout my lifetime in this country. I have lived to see how y'all as Guyanese see race, see religion, and party as your gods, and become blinded to the reality of what is unfolding right before your eyes. How? Because of race, religion, and party, you are willingly and recklessly contributing to the destruction of your own livelihoods and your future prosperity. This is exactly what happened in Asia and Africa when they found oil. They see their own tribe, Uncle. Yes, not race. Their own tribe they see. And politics, rather than seeing where the leaders are taking them. That has impoverished Africa and Asia today. Yes. Today, 1 hour ago, there's a program on BBC. Just 1 hour ago, I turned on the television. A program on BBC in which they were showcasing Africa. Africa is in so much, owes China so much, that China is now talking, now negotiating with them to see if they can reduce, not the debt, but in terms of payment. Africa has to pay them. Yes, just now, 17 African countries, not 1, not 2, not 3. Yes, they're running around with big bowls at the banking institutions of the World Bank to bail them out with the already huge debts they got sitting on the nation's shoulder and necks. Pakistan. Pakistan is an Asian country. Yes. I was looking at the news only yesterday. Yesterday, Uncle. Who took over? Yesterday, a new leader. A leader that took over from Imran Khan, the cricketer, sitting down at the IMF. Yes, only yesterday. With his foot and hands wide open, alone to bail out Pakistan as to where it finds itself today. It's a good thing Imran Khan won the elections, and the very first thing he did was to reverse some of the Chinese projects the previous president had latched on to for roads, highways, railways, and so on. Hadn't he reversed and cancelled some of those major projects China was pushing down Pakistan's throat? 2023 would have never meet for Pakistan to go meet the World Bank or the IMF for bailout. They would have been there long time ago. If it wasn't for the sweet, and irresistible Chinese loans to fatten the politicians' pocket, uncle. Oh. Pakistan with 226 million people would have never found itself where it is today. China is known to sell you beautiful, well-decorated bamboo basket for fetch water and tell you that is development. I want you to name one country on earth that really benefited and succeeded with any Chinese loan. Y'all must ask Sri Lanka and Africa, the Maldives, what they're going through presently. China Belt and Road Initiative has turned out to be a hangman belt around the necks of those countries' citizens. That is what the leaders did. Yes. Stretch their hands, open their pockets. You didn't know what I said? They stretched their hand and opened their pockets to grab from China and left their people to pay huge loans. Our own president, our own President Ali joined the bandwagon. 2 weeks ago he said, it's in the Kaieteur news, read it. Guyana is not threatened by Chinese investment loans, and went on to say China is very important to this country's development. It's the same thing those African leaders, Asian and all over, tell people. Yeah, the exact words used by all those world leaders. Yes. Chinese loans have a long history, my brother and sister, of breaking bones and crushing stones. Yes. They're crushing all those countries. We already have a set of loans owed to China on different projects. The airport is one of them. 138 million American dollars. Yes. The new Demerara Harbor Bridge is going to be another one. The East Coast Demerara Road, the Amelia Falls Hydro Project was to be one. The Skeldon plant and many other loans from China still sitting down on our heads, waiting to be paid. Our debts has just passed 3 billion US, and instead of Ali taking out the oil money and pay off with debt so citizens can breathe and live a comfortable life, he's spending it out on projects after projects through the budgets in which 3/4 of it will be huffed out. And what I said? You mustn't talk about corruption in Parliament. Oh, brother. And more debts are being taken out as the day goes by in your name. Yes, in your names and my name. To be left for our children and grandchildren to pay. Remember, you're being played while they're being paid. I love that slogan. He's not afraid to take loans to develop Guyana. And all y'all clapping hands, Oh, we need highways. We're going to need more bridges and ports. Soon, President Ali going to say we need electric railways in Guyana, like Pakistan and Africa. America and Jagdeo done pushing the Wales gas plant that will cost more money than what Guyana owe all its lifetime. That will become a total failure even before it starts, uncle. But, this one, you don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about the Wales one, uncle. The cost is tied directly to the oil money. You hear what I said? Don't worry about the Wales, the 3 billion. That debt tied to the oil money. That coming out in advance before you get your profit from the oil. Yes. Before you get a little oil money come to you. Yes. That money coming out before to go pay for the Wales gas. It's being offed out. Yes, to go pay for the $3 billion. Paying for something that doesn't make sense. Only Jagdeo and President Ali, that makes sense to. Not a single other Guyanese, other than the two of them, that makes sense to. You know, it's a good thing to have faith. It keeps you alive. It keeps you healthy. Without it, uncle and auntie, I don't know if life would be worth living. What you say, auntie? I got my ears in my ears on the radio. Are you getting tired? Take it easy, man, and now start talk. Sit down, relax. And let me take you guys straight to the miracle God sent to me in Trinidad. You will smile with this. I have been talking forever about two things in the oil since the oil discovery. And I have never stopped talking about them. Let me repeat them. Renegotiation of the contract and ring fencing. Two things only. Renegotiation and ring fencing. Well, everybody understands what renegotiation of a contract is. I don't have to explain that. But that two words, ring fencing, 99% of the Guyanese people do not still understand or didn't get it as yet. And I know y'all memory bad. I want all of you, after this program, to please keep ring fencing. And what it means in y'all heads, it must stick, uncle and auntie. It must be at the forefront of this new conversation we must all have. Auntie, you should sleep with it. You should wake with it. You should eat with it. You should drive with it. You should never stop thinking about it. Yes. This should be your second Bible, Bhagavad Gita or the Quran. That is how important those two words, ring fencing, is to this country and all of us. Future. Future. Like I said earlier, ring fencing is bigger, richer, and more important than the 50% profit share plus the 1% royalty they say we get in. Uncle and auntie, this is the most important thing in this whole oil business that can send all Guyana to its graveyard with our eyes wide open. This is something Bharat Jagdeo knows more than anyone else in this country. And you will hear him. Yes, you will hear for yourself in his own words what he had to say when he was the leader of the opposition in 2019. Please, I am begging you, listen carefully to what he said and how he said it about renegotiation and ring fencing of the ExxonMobil contract. Could you play that tape for me, please?
They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 2 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
No ring fencing. Man, uncle, auntie, I'll see why I love today's technology more than anything else. It's a new miracle our Creator gave us to capture all the hustlers, the schemers, all the tricksters, all the demons that surround us today. Let me ask, was that Bharat Jagdeo voice we heard there just now? Was this the man who came across like a champion, a warrior for the Guyanese people? Huh? Was he? You sure was he? Y'all hear what a man said? Renegotiation and ring fencing is a must. If he party get back into power, it gonna happen. It got to happen. Uncle, almost 3 years, Jagdeo back in power and heading that same oil sector that he say he gonna do so many wonderful and beautiful things. Where is that Jagdeo's voice now? Where is that Jagdeo? The one who you hear. You know what's his position? He said many times after that, he never talked about renegotiation. He talked about better contract management. Now what do you say about such an individual that you just hear about? The one you heard just now. Yes, just now. From before. And the one you're dealing with today. What you say about those people? Can you trust someone who promises you? Yes. So passionately, so powerfully, how they will renegotiate the contract. Yes. And make sure ring fencing is in there. When he was out of office. And today when he's in office, yes, the lion turned into a pussycat. His actions, his words, and postures today is more of a man who is pretending to be clueless, helpless, powerless, and useless when he has to deliver on his own promises. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we first practice to deceive. Here is a man, I have told you many times on this radio program, I never trust a single word, much less a sentence that comes out of his mouth. Thank God Almighty that every program I do, He's giving me the wisdom to unearth evil and expose these pretenders and imposters y'all so much in love with. Thank God. He's giving me the wisdom to show y'all so that you could see and hear for yourselves. Yes. Hear our champion. Yes, a warrior. You want to hear him one more time? Play him back again, man.
They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time they find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
Renegotiation is a must. No taxes, 0% royalty and ring fencing. Let me take you back to that 2 words, ring fencing, uncle and auntie. Please, you need to listen. This is huge. This thing is big. This thing can leave Guyana a trillion times worse than where Africa is. Forget about the royalty, forget about the profit share, forget about everything else. Listen, ring fencing is the man. I fed up talk about it, but I have to talk about it. Because when I speak to people on the streets and I talk to intelligent people, this ring fencing just like, oh, okay. Without that rule, uncle, that provision in place to fence each oil project, uncle and auntie, let me repeat, is like leaving your front door with the safe in your house wide open for the bandits to come and take what they want and leave a couple pieces of broke-up jewelry and a few dollar bills for you in the safe. And Jagdeo, all persons, know that more than anybody else in this country. You heard him just now. You heard him. Or you want to play him back? Could you please play back again? Play him back.
They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
Oh boy, thank you, Father, for sending that tape. But let's get back. Let me make it more simple for y'all, uncle. Without the ring fencing provision, without a ring fencing provision in business, you can lose 99% from your coconut estate, 99% from your gold, diamond, or rice fields. You can lose 99% of the provision in your farms. Or you can lose 99% of all the oil you guys out there. That is more important, again, let me repeat, than the 1% plus royalty you're getting with that shitty 50-50 profit sharing. And who knows that more than anybody else? Vice President Bharat Jagdeo. You heard how he cussed down the coalition for not installing a ring fencing provision in Liza 1, 2. Yes, for Guyana to get its rightful share of oil from each project. President Ali and Jagdeo took over, and instead they put a halt and correct this most important aspect of the oil sector, in which Exxon running off with 99% of the oil. This same Jagdeo went ahead and approved more and more projects without that provision being installed. Are you hearing me, man? He went ahead and approved Liza 3, which is Payara. Then Liza 4, which is Yellowtail, without that same ring fencing protection. Now we're going to approve Liza 5, Yarao, without asking or demanding any taxes or a cent more on that 0% royalty he talked about, or the lopsided contract. And I am betting every one of you, my last dollar uncle, he will approve that 5th project with no ring fencing to protect us from being robbed of our rightful half and half profit share from that project too. Anybody bet in Lall? Let's bet. Call me after this program and let's bet. Uncle and auntie, which farmer you know in this whole world would allow their business partner to keep on piling up bills upon bills from here, there, and everywhere on your mango tree, in which you have to get half and half profit? You know anybody? In a nutshell, that is what ring fencing means, or what ring fencing is all about, uncle. Each mango tree should bear its own expenses so that you can get your full 50-50 share, uncle. That's the only way you can get your full share of half and half profits, guys. Isn't that true, Josh? Yeah. If you allow the man to keep spending all over the place in Jamaica, in Sri Lanka, in India, and throw it on the mango tree, what will happen to your profit? You will end up getting nothing. That is why Guyana is getting nothing from the oil presently. You should have been getting billions in US dollars as the year goes by. But you're only getting a couple $100 million. What can't fit in your teeth hole? Because Jagdeo is allowing them to carry on that skullduggery, that trick, that thievery. Yes, on our oil. And what he did? Approving more and more projects for them to continue doing us that all the time. At the end of the oil in Guyana, hear me loud and clear, I have said it umpteen times, all the little couscous money y'all collected from the oil would not be enough to pay the oil companies them with this type of arrangement. With this type of arrangement, Ali, Jagdeo, Norton, and Ramjatan allowing to happen in this country. Like I said, uncle, without ring fencing, uncle and auntie, 99% of all the oil will vanish into the pockets of the oil companies. You guys see why this ring fencing is so very, very, very important. Just remember, man, ring on your finger and the fence your neighbor have or you have. You hear me? Just remember the fence. Right. And every time you watch the ring and the fence, remember the fence is to protect your ring from the thief man passing by. Ring fencing is what these people doing, Ayo. Yes. Is what these people doing to Alia. That's what they're doing to this country. Are they hypocrites? You're wondering if they're corrupt or you think they're stupid. Just asking. I love you people. Could you play back that tape for me, please?
They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, 3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing.
Zero taxes. No ring fencing. They give away the taxes. Y'all really believe that they're stupid? Huh? I'm just asking. I love all of you. God bless you people. You know, but Joshua, a friend said, Glenn, Guyana is not the land of many waters anymore. It has become the land of many waivers. Yes, waivers. Them waiving the taxes. They're waiving full liability coverage. They're waiving the cleanup money. They're waiving the flaring rules. We're waiving the dumping of produced water with the deadly chemicals into our ocean. We waive the fishing industry and their families into starvation. And now we're waiving ring fencing to send all of us to our graves with our eyes wide open. You know, I feel like sing a song, but I don't know which one will be appropriate. You guys can call me and let me know which one to sing. I'm going to try it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Friday night program, I talked about President Ali's speech he delivered at the Trinidad Oil Conference and promised you guys I would play the entire 23 minutes speech after the program for y'all to listen to. Uncle and Auntie, during my program, there was over 2,600 people viewing it live on Facebook. When I came off the program and continued the program with President Ali's speech, 50 people out of that 2,600 stayed on to listen to his entire speech. Does that tell you guys anything?
If not, something wrong.
You know, Joshua, guys, after President Ali told my reporter he is open and transparent and he's easily accessible anytime, just send the questions to him and he will respond. My first question I sent to him was asking him, what's the interest rate Guyana is paying on the oil investments out there? I am still waiting for him to respond. A few days later, An email was sent to his secretary requesting a one-on-one radio interview with me. I outlined the discussion and I would like to have with him, Uncle, which includes full liability coverage, monitoring and scrutinizing operational and investment costs, and ring fencing in the oil sector. I am still waiting for a response, Uncle and Auntie, from the office of the President. God bless you guys, and have a great evening. Until Wednesday, I say namaste. I'll take the calls.
21 minutes after 8 o'clock, that was Mr. Lall's
A
presentation.
friend, Joshua, a friend tell me, Glenn, never wish them pain. That's not who you are. If they cause you pain, they must have pain inside. Wish them healing. That's what they need. I told a friend I don't know if that is true or correct or not. I want somebody to call me and answer that, that friend for me, or answer the question. I don't know if it's true or not. Oh boy. We have a call here. Let me see. From my friend. Yes, my friend, good evening.
Glenn, how are you, buddy?
I am good.
Great program.
Thank you.
Great program. Couldn't listen anymore. I wish if you would continue. Anyway, I received a phone call today from a very respectable man from a village. He said the government is giving away $40,000 per month to socialize. The people is using the money for super bet. The question is, why one license is used for 400 location for the super bet and also a roulette machine? It's becoming a sickness to the nation. The people in the neighborhood are complaining, the family are complaining that all the money is going towards super bet. What is our president and our attorney general, who's supposed to be overlooking the best interests of the nation, should do for this, to stop this nonsense?
This is new to me, my friend. But I can have one of my reporters do a follow-up on what you're saying. I know. Yes. I don't know about the super bets. I really can't say much about it. What I can tell you is that those same machines that you're talking about, once when they just started issuing casino license, Jad Rahaman had brought in some for the Palm Court, and that thing, it raised the eyebrow, and he ended up left Palm Court because the government wanted to seize all, and the gentleman had to send back everything to the States because Jagdeo said it wasn't allowed in the country. So I don't know what's going on. But I promise I'll have one of my reporters look into it, and we'll probably do a story and give you an update on it on Wednesday.
Okay, but here's my question, sir, and I wish if you could look into this also. When we say license for casino, we are talking about an individual location. This license that they have is for 400 locations, and it's becoming a sickness to the nation for the poor people, brother. We have to shut it down as a nation.
I hear
it's
you.
like the rum shop. It's the same thing. It's an alcoholic problem. It's like a drug addict constantly going to get more and more, and it's an infringing on the relationship in the family.
Well, I have seen a little of that in Africa. These machines are installed in so many places across Africa that it has been a problem. It is a problem in Africa because
it is a problem right now in our country too, brother.
When you lose your money in those machines, you turn to violence. You turn to criminal activities, and
correct.
That's where crime jumps and kicks
correct.
in.
That's correct, brother.
I'll see my best what information I can bring back to you people on my Wednesday program on that issue. All right? Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. But when a pandit called me from my neighborhood in Lenora and asked me to have you expose this on the air, it's becoming a sickness for my people.
I hear you, brother. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye. Yes, Joshua.
As a reminder, you can call us this evening on 226-7453.
Joshua, if you don't have any telephone calls, then let me go.
622.
Let me go. You know?
I saw someone who's called. Let me try to see if we can get them back. Here. Let me see if I can get back this person you're calling while.
You should take it and let them know.
I took it, but they left us. Caller, hello. Thank you for holding. You can go ahead. Hello.
You missed him.
Yes.
You missed him. Yes, good evening, sir. You're live on the air. What's your take tonight?
So far, it's been really good, man. I mean, what can I say, you know?
You're speechless, right? You believe
speechless.
You believe the things you heard there?
Can't believe it up to now, but you know what can I say? That this is happening to our country now. I mean, what else can it? Where else could go wrong now? What else could go wrong?
Our vice president, when he was the opposition leader in 2019, you know, I myself, like I said, it was a miracle, my friend, that I could not believe when I was sitting in that conference and this piece of information came to me, because Bharat Jagdeo has always been denying that he never promised renegotiation on this oil contract. He always talked about, he said better contract management, right? But they have never talked about renegotiation. God really smiled on me and all Guyana to catch up with that piece of tape in which I can play and show the nation what type of human being we have for leaders that is leading this nation, where he's taking us. Knowing the right thing, my friend, knowing the right thing, and just turning a deaf ears and a blind eye to. How can we trust these people? How can we trust these people?
And see what's happening. You are one of a kind. You are doing so much, and I hope the people are listening and they could take notes of what is happening, because you're the only source that could tell them what is going on, because nobody is sharing any information. You're taking time, your money, your effort, you're traveling to go to these conferences, you're traveling to see what and give back to the people the information which they're trying to stop you now. They're trying to sabotage everything that you're doing. They're trying in their power, everything that you're trying to do, they're trying to stop you.
Oh, they would like
all
to.
the good things you're trying to do. They try, but they can't. I don't think you would ever stop, because it no matter what they throw at you, or how much they try to bribe you, or what they try to do to you, you would never fall in that.
Amen. 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 Amen.
God bless you, my brother, and you stay safe and continue to do the work of the people. The people of Guyana are waking up every day, my brother. Every day they're waking up. They're seeing what you're doing. People are posting up. A lot of people are talking about you. A lot of people are saying good things about you, because you're educating the people. You're educating them of the ignorance of this government and what they're doing to the people of their own country. You understand me? You can imagine. I mean, this is what is going on in a democratic country.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Have
a good one.
Take care. Are you still there? Hello? All right.
They're not there?
We have another one coming through here.
I'll sip my tea.
Yeah.
Caller, good evening. Go ahead.
Yeah, they won't leave me in all this death way. See, they're putting me in until they say they're going to jump on the plane for go Dubai with their family and left. The plane won't lift to carry them out from here, you know. Armand Chatman, all them got to stay and face judgment for what they're doing here because we ain't know nothing but this nation and handling a cent. They got everything and we can't pay their expense. This totally stupid is they got to stay and face judgment for pay back the loan where they take in.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
All right then.
Caller, good evening and welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Good night.
Good night, go ahead. You're live on the air, go ahead.
All right, let me take this call, please. Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Glenn and to the panel.
Yes, good evening.
You know, this message that you're preaching every Wednesdays and Fridays, it is getting home.
Mm-hmm.
It's really getting, you know, I was telling the other day, and there was a lot of people there, and this guy, he was lecturing a few people. Man, I was really, really happy to hear exactly the message that you preaching. This man got this thing with pinpoint accuracy, Glenn.
Yeah?
I tell this guy, I said, amen to everything that you're saying there. I said, if you continue to share this message, Guyana will be a better place.
Exactly.
Man, I was really happy. I said, I gotta let you know this. Look, you continue to do what you're doing, my brother. Mm-hmm. This information that we're getting here, it is very, very important to this country. Mm-hmm. You know, to hear, you know, when we sit down to listen to it, it is really sad sometimes, you know, most of the times to know that people who we voted for, who we chain our finger for, we think they're going to look out, you know, for our interests. And this is what they're doing. I got tape with this two-face, this two-tongue, this double-tongue man that called Jagdeo. You hear this man, you know, this is something, not something new to me because Jagdeo is no good to this country. He is very dangerous to the people of this country, Glenn.
Jagdeo.
Everything this guy do, it's not benefiting the people of this country.
Nothing. One second. Just hold a second.
Go ahead.
Nothing Barra Jagdeo has done during his presidency has benefited this country. Nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. Everything is marred with corruption. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I told you guys, I did not speak to Jagdeo for 14 years. All through 6-7 years of his presidency, I didn't speak to him. You know why? Because of one school he built for 55 million Guyana dollar in Wakanam, where I born and grew. Right? And when I spoke to him, you know, he was like, you know, man, Glenn, you know, bye, you know, I know we getting cock, you know. And that was his thing. I said, what? I said, this is how you spending the people's taxpayers' dollars? And this is what you saying? You not serious, man. And from that day, I didn't speak back to the man. Because I know he didn't mean well. This man didn't mean well. This man does not mean well for this country.
No.
And I will say it from now until I die. He does not mean well for Guyana. Jagdeo is disaster for this country.
Exactly.
And unless he's removed from there, man, can't eat your dinner.
Man,
give President Ali a chance. Take him away out of President Ali's ears and eyes and give President Ali, the young man, a chance. And this country can change. As long as he's there, as long as he fits himself in there, in which he is the head of the party, in which he heading that oil sector, God be with this country.
I tell you.
God be with this country. And that's, I'm not talking out of anger. I'm telling you that those words are coming from my heart. I mean it, what I'm saying.
Then this is exactly what I'm saying. nothing. When this project, you see this Wales project, this gas to show project, and talking about this electricity can cut by half.
Oh
this
my
is
God.
a Jagdeo
Yes.
project.
It's not the
He
same
know-
thing? Wait.
He and his friend.
Hold
and
for
everybody
me,
happy.
man. Hold for me, man. It's the same thing the man said with the Skeldon plant. How that produce sugar? Oh man, at half the cost the old one's producing. It turned out that the old one producing sugar more cheaper than the new one. That one had to shut down. The same thing he said about the airport. Wait, brother, wait. The same thing he said about the airport. Man, how that gonna become a hub for Africa? Yeah, man. How much aircraft gonna land there every hour? You hear what I'm telling you? You gotta thank God that I'll find. Right? And you got some plane coming in now for sustain the airport. The Borby's Bridge. The Borby's Bridge. The Marriott Hotel, thank God again. Everything you gotta thank God. God is smiling on Guyana and the Guyanese people. Trust me, all the investments were only corrupt. Could you believe? Listen, man, let me explain to you. The airport, 70% of the money, 138 million US, was paid to the Chinese contractor up front, and only 7% work was completed at the airport. The coalition government go in and find out. If not, we would have never know. Because they tried to stop the project. How can you stop a man when you don't pay the man 70% of the money for build a house? You gotta let the man go along with it. If not, the man walking away with all the money. You think that money was paid to the Chinese contractor up front by mistake? No, man. Read through the lines and think through the lines. What going on there? And that is going on many projects that they have been issuing in this country.
It's just like what happened with the drug contract before
Yeah, man.
they come out of power.
Yes,
And they
my
hold
brother.
percent and pay the people them, the DPC, all the money, and you never know the thing being delivered.
Yes,
But Glenn,
my brother. Yes.
I must thank you for this conference you went in Trinidad. And
You're
bring
welcome.
up this map that they had displayed there with the thing with we thing gone to the Venezuela water. You telling me, man, President Ali and the people them and all of them couldn't see this thing, that this thing is wrong? None of them watching out for Guyana interest, Glenn?
No, in all fairness, when that panel came on, when that map came on, President Ali was not there. So
They have nobody else to see this thing for Guyana?
No, so he could not have seen it. It's me and my reporters who spotted.
Yeah, I know that. I must commend you for that.
Thank you.
But nobody else, I'm saying, is all, and what my point is that you looking out for this country. You the man that is looking out for our interests. And Jagdeo them, they listen to you. They want to play a deaf ears to what you're saying, to cover the nakedness.
You know, no, they're not playing that. You see, they know that the masses out there does not understand what's playing out. You understand? So they can run muck over them. You understand? But now people waking up because today is not like yesterday. Today, I love today's technology, my brother. You can do TikTok, you can go on Facebook, YouTube, man. You can chat with the whole world today.
And
So
Glenn,
but
this guy was telling they was sharing with these people, man, talk especially about this cleanup thing, man. You know, you got these people Exxon taking out so much money for clean up when they finish and got it in their bank account. Man.
Exactly.
Imagine that is what President Ali and Jagdeo got going on. Then if they run bankrupt or they straight to what happened?
You lose
They
all.
money in their account.
You lose everything. You lose everything. And
the same,
and Guyana is
knows
left
that.
and Guyana is left with the mess
With
and
mess.
the danger for us to clean up. Clean up with what? You know
A
nothing.
man picking you mango and he taking out money for the mess that he gonna make and keeping it in his account. What sense to make it, man? I tell you, and this is what we mean.
That's not all. You see,
happy.
that's not all. You see the amount they're taking out? Hundreds of millions of US. They must take out more money for cleanup every year. Every single year, you know, why you understand this thing? Is every year for the next 40 years when the island. You hear me?
Tell you.
They must take out that money. Every year that goes by, they could take out more because it's not one specific amount they take out, you know. As the projects, as more projects come on, is more money coming out. And that money will man, the Commonwealth talk about it, brother. Commonwealth say, Guyana, careful with this thing. Careful with this thing. This thing will move from millions to billions. Trust me. I'm waiting on the 22 financials of ExxonMobil. I am waiting patiently to see how much they took out in 2022. Come 2023 financials, man, it gone past billion. So for the cleanup money, what they must take out and keep in their pocket, reinvest them in their pocket, making interest on with we money, we whole island give we that.
And we president gone till to Trinidad, over 700 people and talking about they getting enough loan. And Glenn, that's what our president teach day when I listen to the thing. Man, I'm so embarrassed.
God bless
I
you.
cannot believe this country got so much wealth and our president gone talking about loan and transformer and if some natural disaster come and wipe out this, we're gonna have man and nothing this man is talking about plans and development for the people of this country.
Hold a moment.
It is so sad.
Hold a moment. You talk the thing little wrong. Let me correct you. This country have more wealth. You hear me? That can make every citizen of this country richer than every other country's citizens. Presently. And this is only a little find them discovered the other day. Imagine when they move down in the Starbuck block.
Good.
Man, we not gonna be this country will not be named a Dubai. This country will name heaven on earth.
Man.
With the kind of wealth we have. But would the people get it? I love
And we don't have 1 million people, Glenn. We
Man.
don't have 1 million people.
Man, you know hear what I tell you, will the people get it?
Imagine that. So look at that. That we don't have 1 million people.
And I tell you earlier, I told you guys on a program earlier when I just started. I sat down with one of ExxonMobil senior. And when that question was asked, I said, man, what going on with you people, man? You guys don't have any shame? Look what you people... Wait, now, man. Wait, now, brother. I said, man, you guys don't have any shame? Look what you guys giving Guyana. As to what you guys have given to to Africa and everywhere else. The individual said, Glenn Lall, you asking us if we don't have shame? You should be directing that question to your leaders. But buddy, I had to shut my mouth. I could not say a single. I could not respond with another word. Could not respond. When the individual said, you should direct that question to your leaders. Ask them if they don't have shame. Right?
Then we gotta get a change.
Thank you.
A change must
Oh, we
happen.
have to.
We got to.
We have to. We
It
must.
is not if or but. We must get a change. Gee, this thing got to stop. We cannot continue like this. Cannot continue. I hope all Guyanese open the ears and listen and don't forget what we're saying.
Thank you.
So you tell them just now, the defense
It's to protect the ring on your finger.
Exactly.
It's ring fencing, is it?
Exactly.
It's a simple explanation you give them. Look, the fence is to protect what you have there. And look how Jagdeo put it.
I have a call coming in. Can I take it?
Yes.
Thank you.
You take it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. I like that kid. Yes. Yeah, the fence is to protect the finger. Is to protect the ring from thief man seeing it. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry about that. Let's keep seeing you. Keep calling. Good night.
I'm really enjoying your program tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Facts and figures.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know when your protest will start back. And that is one of my question, and the other one is the jingle that you play, the tape with Jagdeo.
Yes.
I think you should play it before every program, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. And even during the day, let the Guyanese people know the two tongue of that guy, you know.
Yeah, you make sense. I'm gonna.
And also, I want to know, there is a guy called a few nights ago saying that he have a jingle to play on your program.
Mm-hmm.
Did you receive it? And what do you think about it?
No, I didn't. Well, even if I receive it, I didn't get time to check WhatsApp. Okay. I got some 1,000 messages on my phone. If I am to sit down to go through WhatsApp messages, my life will come to an end. It's too much. I just can't.
Okay.
But
or you should play. Oh my God, where have you gone? And you start every this program.
All right. All right. I hear you. Joshua, find the song. You can play it just at the end of it. Oh my God.
Oh my God, where have you gone?
Where have you gone? All right. Huh?
Komal Ram is a Guyanese sing that song, Komal Ram.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, have a good
you too, brother.
Have a good evening.
You too, bye. Oh boy. All right.
Hi, caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Yes, I would like to endorse what that last caller had said there. A tape about Jagdeo and that message that he was talking about the everybody should feel sad. Right now, that is the state of all the Guyanese right now. We are sad when they find every new find. He said exactly what he foretold the future there, Mr. Clare. You see what's happening there? He said it long when they were in opposition, and every find that they find, how many finds they would have found since they came to office. So he said it that every Guyanese should have been sad. Well, that's exactly the state of affairs in this country.
Exactly.
And I would like to play that tape continually. You got, as I say, you got to go to it all, right? Mm-hmm. Let the people get to understand what this guy is. I know this guy, I don't believe a word when he speak, and like you, to put it how you said, much as a sentence. Mm-hmm. So this is the state now which we have come now to realize who this guy is. Mm-hmm. And the people, and this is particularly to the Guyanese people I want to talk to here, the people should understand that all the press conferences, if they notice a pattern, if they notice a trend, there is always everything else talking about, they will talk about, but nothing concerning the oil.
Perfect.
And when you and your reporters come to the fore to speak about it, they try to shut you down. Let me say this. That reporter that was at President Ali's meeting, conference,
yes.
That reporter, if I had the power, I would have given that reporter an award because she stood out among all the people that was there, and how President Ali was, in my view, was kind of insultive to her.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
The way he started to respond to her when you ask that question. So I would think that generally that report, and she has won my heart, especially for reading that question, and she stood up and she didn't waver. She stood there and she read out everything that you asked her to read. So that is very good, and I want to congratulate that reporter. That is how they must be when they face these leaders, you know. And there are many other things that I have would like to speak, but I know the time is probably going for you, and I would like to give somebody else a chance. But I would like you to keep up this work that you're doing. You know, the education is too much; it's overwhelming what you're doing. You know, I am thinking that there should be somebody should write, or you should write a book on this thing here to expose what's happening. A book that is very similar to what the book name? Economic Hitman. It's a book that is very similar to what the views that you're expressing is very similar to Economic Hitman. What's his name again? Peter.
John Perkins.
Whatever his name.
John Perkins.
Yes, Perkins. Peter Perkins. Right.
Peter Perkins.
And Perkins, right?
Perkins.
So I would like to commend you, and you keep up the good fight. And Guyanese people need to understand, they need to wake up and understand that something is wrong. Look at their narrative. Anytime they're going about the place and they're speaking nothing about the Isle, that is telling you that they're hiding something.
They're hiding
something
everything.
Is there to hide.
They're hiding everything. Yeah. And why they're hiding everything?
I know. And look how many times you would have gone to his press conferences and so on, and you keep asking the gold and the minerals, and he keep referring you to this body and that body. This is number 6 time you're at it now.
Until now we didn't get it. Until now the nation can't see what these people doing in our country. Until now this nation, the people of this country cannot see what we are getting out of this tons and tons of gold and diamonds and manganese and timber that is going out of this country. Until now, all that is being hidden.
Know. You know, the other day, I was speaking to an economist, and the guy was telling me that based on our vast quantity of gold that we have here, we should have been keeping this gold here, not hoarding it, but keeping it. He explained it in some economic terms and so on. And you see who is after the gold: the Chinese and the Canadian. And that tells me something is going to come down in the future. There's a financial, well, according to him, there's some financial crisis might come in the future, and this gold will be there to back.
My friend.
The currency.
My friend, right now, countries want to be paid with gold, not US dollars or any currency anymore. They want, if they're going to supply you products, if they're going to supply you fuel or wheat or whatever, fertilizer, they want gold. And look what we have. We have it. We don't have gold with empty lunch kits. You can hardly pay your light bill, your water bill. What happened to your business, people? Come on.
I know.
Come on. Come on.
I know. It's very sickening.
It's sad.
And yes, but this whole thing here, Mr. Glenn, and Guyanese people who is listening to this radio broadcast right now, and every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you people have been listening to all of these information, but yet you seem to be very complacent. You seem comfortable, you know? And something you need to wake up. We have to get action like what happened in Sri Lanka.
Yes. You know, my friend, I was so happy.
Yes.
I was so happy that during the budget debate in Parliament the other day, my reporters came back and said, Mr. Lall, man, I want to believe you were in Parliament. I said, what? Why? Why you're saying this? She said when they listened to the speakers in Parliament, they had to be listening and watching the Lall show and learning, because most of the things they express and the way they express themselves is that Lall was speaking in Parliament. So at least, we are getting somewhere. Once the leaders wake up, we're going to get somewhere. But we got to wake up faster than that, my brothers and sisters. If we don't wake up faster than this and stop what is going on, with today's technology, our wealth can disappear within within months, not years.
Yes, it's true.
All right?
Quite true, quite true.
And the
Yes.
destruction, my friend, if you know the destruction these people are creating and causing in this country, it's unthinkable. It's unbelievable,
Yes.
my friend.
And you know, some time ago last year, you made a comment on the air, but you said you're gonna leave it at that. Is it true that you said that the islands in the Essequibo rivers, like it was already sold out already though?
Some of them, yes. Some of
Wow,
them.
well that is news, and Guyanese people doesn't even know that,
As a
probably.
matter of fact, ExxonMobil buy one.
Oh my goodness.
ExxonMobil buy one. Yes.
Wow.
So they're gonna make that. I'm not certain, but I am thinking in my mind, why would they buy a whole island? So they're gonna make that
I know.
their living quarters. So they will be living like kings and queens, well decorated and secured on an island with patrol, with
True,
security
true.
patrol
It could be.
boats, 24/7.
Living a king's life.
Oh, they're gonna live the life on our wealth.
Yeah.
On our wealth.
Correct.
And me and you will be
Correct.
fighting and shooting down each other, robbing, stabbing, and killing each other for a fine gold chain or a bread in a plastic bag. Man.
Yeah. Correct. Quite true.
Man.
Quite true.
Thank you, sir. Thank
All
you.
right.
Let's get going.
Yes, yes, sir. Have a
Time is
good one.
heading. Thank you so much. Joshua, play back that Jagdeo tape and end your program. With that, I say love you guys. God bless. Have a great evening.
They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We're going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind. When we were in the early days, we were coaxing the people to go along. They came into office, $3 billion barrels of proven reserves, and then gave up a zero royalty, no taxes, no ring fencing. They sold us out to the foreigners. The oil companies, every time there is a find out there, our people should be sad because nothing comes our way. We are going to renegotiate those contracts because that's not what we had in mind.